A Retirement Savings Plan Guide. Chapter 1. Retirement Savings Plans Info. Retirement Savings Plan Guide 1. There are two main types of retirement plans. 1. Employer/company-led called qualified retirement plans defined by Section 401 of the U.S. Tax Code. They have strict rules. 401(k). Roth 401(k). 403(b), for nonprofit organizations. 408(k), for employees of companies with 25 or less employees. 457 for state and local public employees. Defined Benefit Plan. Target Benefit Plan. Defined Contribution Plan. Profit Sharing Plan. Stock Bonus Plan. 2. The individual runs it, could be self-employed or work for a company. They are often called non-qualified plans. Some of these plans are limited to self-employment only. 457 Plan. 403(b) Plan. IRAs. Individual Retirement Account. Roth IRA. SEP IRA. KIA Plan. Traditional IRA. TSA. The advantage of qualified retirement plans and some of the others is that you are not taxed on income tax for the money you put into it. It's not counted as part of your taxable income. You don't pay taxes on the interest and investment gains until you retire and start withdrawing the money. Furthermore, a lot of companies have matching plans. They equal your annual contribution with an equal amount of money. This money is supposed to be safe. Even if the company goes bankrupt, this money is supposed to be in a separate trust, but that's not always the case. Companies do raid their retirement funds. The most logical reason to put as much of your money into retirement savings plans as possible beyond saving for old age is you won't be taxed on this money until you take it out later, but by then your income will be low anyway since you will be retired. Think of 4 main reasons why you should put money away now for the future. There are tax savings on the money you put away. You don't pay income tax it now, although it will be counted as taxable income later when you withdraw it. All this money will grow in compounded interest while you will not be paying incomes on it. This adds up. Your employer might have a matching contribution plan where he or she matches whatever you contribute to your 401(k) or IRA. You can feel a sense of ease now that you know you are saving a nest egg for when you get old. Regardless of how much money you think you will need as you age, some unforeseen events will always happen and you will need more than you thought. You will probably live longer than you expect, which takes money for those extra years of life. The only solution is to educate yourself about money now and become a skilled investor with whatever you got. Remember, in order to just break even, you have to outpace inflation with the earnings of your investments. The only important thing is that you save as much as you can and put it away in something safe, and over time you will get the results you need to live out a good retirement. Take full advantage of whatever retirement savings plans have to offer you. Calculate what you will need money-wise to enjoy your life, how much you have now, and focus on filling the void by saving wisely. The golden rule is to put money away while you are young so that it compounds tax-deferred over the years. Start saving now. You might live to a ripe, old age. Social Security won't necessarily cover it. Experts say you need about 70 to 80% of your working income in order to enjoy life during the golden years. That's not necessarily true. You can live happily cheaply if you have got half a brain. Retirement saving plans are probably one of the last few legal tax shelters out there. Learn the retirement plan where you work and take maximum advantage of it. There are typically defined benefit plans, pensions, where you're promised a certain amount of income for time served. Defined contribution plans, retirement savings plan, are dependent on the amount of money you contribute out of your paycheck. There are several others like an employee stock ownership plan, profit sharing, deferred compensation plans, and subsidized employer matching plans. The 3 types of retirement savings are: 1. Personal savings. 2. Corporate savings. Pension plans, defined benefit plans. Employee contribution plans, defined contribution plans. 3. Social Security. There are two types of retirement plans for employees at companies: the traditional defined benefit plans/pension, where you pay into a company pension fund and get benefits later in life if you work for a certain minimum amount of years, usually 5, where you become what is called vested. These plans usually work on 3 methods of payment at retirement. Flat rate based on number of years worked. Career income averaged out. Percentage of past few peak years. Pension plans are conditional on when you retire. If the company wants to replace the older workers with young ones or downsize, they may offer early retirement packages. Barring that, some companies have different options and incentives regarding at what age you choose to retire. You could choose a lump sum all at one time, which you should immediately roll over into an IRA, or else you will have to pay high income taxes on it, an excess distribution tax of 15%. You could choose monthly payments/annuities for different terms, such as 10-year, life, or a joint or survivorship annuity where your spouse keeps collecting a monthly pension check when you die. Retirement Savings Plan Guide 2. There are several ways to invest money into your retirement savings plan. You contribute through salary deductions. You make money through your investments, like stock going up in value. Your employer contributes the funds. You roll another retirement account into the plan. If your retirement plan is a contributory plan, your employer deducts your mandatory contribution from your paycheck. The total contributions are reported on your T4 tax slip yearly. This amount is tax deductible. If your employer doesn't have a benefits plan, it probably has some arrangement called a defined contribution plan, like a 401(k), or an annuity, where you can put aside some of your regular paycheck into an investment vehicle like a savings account, stock ownership plan, profit sharing plan, or a mutual fund for tax-deferred savings until you retire. Your employer may match your contribution, usually a certain percentage of it, into it with a regular contribution as an added incentive to keep you working with the company. This is increasingly the wave of the future, and the onus is on you to develop your own plan and save money. If your employer offers matching contributions, exploit it to the hilt and put away as much as you can. If you're self-employed, learn the KIA plan or the Simplified Employee Pension Plan, SEP, and use them to your maximum advantage. You get a double tax-free benefit for contributing to retirement plans: the money you put into them and the interest that builds up year after year. Most people think that 401(k)s and IRAs are tax-free forever, but they're only tax-free until you retire. Then you pay taxes on them as part of your income, but they're still good because you will probably be in a lower income category by then, and all the money you save every year by not paying taxes on the interest from them builds up to a hefty amount over the years. You can borrow money from your retirement plan on the value in your retirement fund. The rules generally are that you can borrow about 50% and pay it back within 5 years or through deductions from your paycheck. You can borrow money from your retirement plan for the down payment of a house, and you don't have to pay it back because you are simply transferring the money to a new investment. With the exception of the 457 plans, with all other plans, if you leave the job, you can request a rollover from your employer, get a check from him for the amount of your contribution, and you have 60 days to put it into an IRA to get the tax-free benefits. This gives you control of the money. Avoid employer-to-employer rollovers. Put it in a rollover IRA mutual fund. I don't trust employer-to-employer rollovers simply because I don't want any company in control of my nest egg if I can help it. What happens if they go bust or some financial officer plunders the retirement fund? Avoid any talk of putting your retirement plan money into an annuity, since statistically they're not a good deal, meaning you will die before you get all the benefits. You name a beneficiary on your account forms. They get the money if you die before you use it all up. Quick look at retirement savings plans. A 401(k) isn't taxed as it grows, but is taxed when you withdraw it. This means the tax is deferred. A Roth IRA is taxed before it grows but never gets taxed again. It is tax-free. If you compare eventual outcomes of investing the same amount of money in a 401(k) and a Roth IRA, the Roth IRA is much better. You end up with more money. 401k, 403b, 457, contributions are tax deductible, taxes deferred until paid in retirement when taken out as income. Traditional IRA, contributions are tax deductible, taxes deferred until paid in retirement when taken out as income. Roth IRA, contributions are not tax deductible, no taxes paid in retirement. SEP, Kia, Simples, contributions are tax deductible, taxes deferred until paid in retirement when taken out as income. Retirement Savings Plan one-liners. The best IRAs are probably a good no-load mutual fund. You have to start taking the money out after you turn 70 and a half. When you finally withdraw your money from retirement savings plans, the money itself is not taxed. It is added to your annual income, which is taxed, so find deductions like rental property income, small business shelter or travel expenses to keep from paying to the IRS. Learn about what health benefits, education benefits, legal services benefits, group insurance plans and dependent care benefits your company might offer. If you get a raise, keep it tax-free by putting it into your retirement savings plan. You can live simply, cut out frivolous spending and a lot of your material gadgets and still enjoy your life on less money. Keep your life simple. Invest only in a few different investment vehicles and keep all your money in one or two accounts, not spread out all over the place. Learn about taxes to maximize your breaks. Consider getting into some kind of money-making venture as you pass into retirement. It could be a part-time job or a small business that you start up. Learn estate planning, make your will up and get it all straightened out now. Get your instructions down on paper and try to save as much as you can from taxes. Educate yourself about investments. Expect to live to an old age and plan for it. Don't rely on your company or the government. Plan for yourself. Take inflation into account. Don't necessarily plan to retire at 65. Consider part-time work or something else. Don't underestimate future problems like medical bills. Learn about IRAs. If you live in a state that has income taxes, take the time to read the instruction booklet. The IRS says that many people overpay their state income taxes. Seek out creative ways to avoid paying taxes, i.e., learn about them. Don't rely on your company pension plan and the SSA. Save money yourself. Learn about Medicare and Medigap. Consider joining an HMO. If you get divorced, don't forget to plan for the future. If you can get a marginal raise with a new job, you might lose out in the retirement savings plan if your new company has a long waiting period before you can join it. Consider retiring to a Central American country to live cheaply. Lump sum vs. monthly payments. If you're changing jobs or nearing retirement, you should look at your retirement plan, 401k, etc., and determine whether you will be better off getting a lump sum distribution or monthly payments for the rest of your life. If you're a savvy investor, it might be wiser to get the lump sum and invest it. Many people choose to roll over the money into an IRA. If you plan to live for a long time and are in good health, maybe the monthly payments will be better. You should sit down and try to calculate it out on paper or get a trusted friend who knows basic mathematics and has a calculator to help you out and make some basic calculations. If you get a lump sum, you owe all the taxes on the money in your tax return for that year as part of your income. If you roll it over into an IRA, the money stays tax deferred until you withdraw it little by little year by year. Get IRS Publication Number 590, Individual Retirement Accounts. There are several different ways of dealing with a lump sum distribution for tax purposes. You should get some expert information from a professional in the field, particularly if the lump sum is a lot of money. In general, you can either pay all the taxes out immediately in the current year. Use tax averaging, which averages out your tax over a several-year period subject to certain conditions. Deposit the money immediately into an IRA or other qualified retirement plan. Leave the money in your current employer's plan. You should get a tax expert to help you in determining which option is best for you. There is a 10% early withdrawal penalty when you receive a lump sum distribution before the age of 59.5 and do not immediately transfer it into an IRA or other qualified plan. There are exemptions due to death, disability, medical expenses, or loss of job after the age of 55. IRS publications and tax forms for retirement. IRS publications. Number 559, Survivors, Executors, and Administrators. Number 560, Retirement Plans for Small Business, SEP, Simple and Qualified Plans. Number 571, Tax Sheltered Annuity Plans, 403(b) plans, for employees of public schools and certain tax-exempt organizations. Number 575, Pension and Annuity Income. Number 590, Individual Retirement Arrangements, IRAs. Number 721, Tax Guide to U.S. Civil Service Retirement Benefits. Number 915, Social Security and Equivalent Railroad Retirement Benefits. Number 939, General Rule for Pensions and Annuities. Tax Forms. You can order hard copy or online versions of these tax forms. There are instructions on how to fill them out. Form 706, United States Estate and Generation Skipping Transfer, Tax Return. Form 1099-R, Distributions from Pensions, Annuities, Retirement or Profit Sharing Plans, IRAs, Insurance Contracts, etc. Form 4972, Tax on Lump Sum Distributions. Form 5329, Additional Taxes on Qualified Plans, including IRAs, and other tax-favored accounts. Form 5498, IRA Contribution Information. Form 8606, Non-Deductible IRAs. Retirement Tax Credit Info. If you make under $26,000 as a single filer or $39,000 as the head of household, you can get a tax credit of up to $1,000 based on contributions to your retirement plan. This applies to most retirement plans. Withdrawing money from retirement plans. If you withdraw the money from most retirement plans before you are 59.5, but not all like the Roth IRA, there is a 10% penalty. You can start withdrawing money at 59.5 and pay income on it as regular income. If you take out a lump sum payment, it will be taxed fully for that year's income tax return unless you use a scheme called 10-year averaging, which levels it out over 10 years. At 70.5, you have to start withdrawing money by law. If you take it all in a lump sum, you could avoid taxes by putting it into an IRA, then take out little bits every year when you need it. One risk factor here is that if you get very sick and have to pay out all your finances in medical bills, they will take your lump sum but they can't take your annuity. bpickercpa.com, 800-809-0015, booklet called Barry Picker's Guide to Retirement Distribution Planning. Early withdrawal info. The minimum age limit for cashing in your 401(k)s and IRAs without penalty is 59.5. If you do it before that, you have to pay income tax on the money as ordinary income plus a 10% penalty. There are exceptions such as financial hardship, death, or disability, and if you retire after 55 but before 59.5. The major rules are: if you die, your beneficiary gets full benefits. If you get disabled, you get full benefits. Financial hardship can be defined as a down payment on a house, college expense, or medical expenses. Your employer has the final say in what constitutes financial hardship. Chapter 2. Specific Retirement Savings Plans. Working for someone/defined contribution plan like the 401(k). Before I start, I want to mention a piece I saw on TV, 60 Minutes, which talked about all the hidden fees in 401(k)s and how companies take money out of them for risky investments. I have seen criticisms of the 401(k) plan. They say the company controls too much of it. The critics say invest in an IRA or invest your savings on your own. 401(k) is the section of the U.S. tax code that authorizes employees to create a tax-deferred retirement savings plan for themselves. The employee investing in a 401(k) does not get the money in the account taxed until he starts to use it anytime after the age of 59.5 years old. Then it becomes a part of his income for tax purposes. A 403(b) plan is the retirement savings plan for not-for-profit companies. These retirement plans have the same tax incentive as the traditional IRA. You get a deduction in the year you contribute, but you are taxed on it when you withdraw it at retirement. 401(k)s are great if there is an employer matching program which gives you free money. The company matches the amount you put in up to a certain limit. The entire hook of 401(k)s are that you take advantage of what's out there, take control of your own money by finding good investment vehicles, invest early, then watch it compound as you age. Being young and poor doesn't matter much. Being old and poor's a drag. Pensions are pretty well dead in the private sector. The average change of jobs in a lifetime is 7. Get started saving now. If you work for someone in a reasonably large company, the best place to invest is in your employer's tax-deferred retirement savings plan, usually called the 401(k), named for its place in the tax code. 403(b), for non-profit organizations, 408(k), for employees of companies with 25 or less employees, 457 for state and local public employees, and the Federal Thrift Savings Fund for federal employees. The money you put into it reduces your taxable income. Get the book, number 17. Your Federal Income Tax, from the IRS, 800-829-3676, irs.gov, to learn more about 401(k)s. Basically, you can choose for a certain amount of money from every paycheck to go into a 401(k), which could be the company stocks, other stocks, bonds, mutual funds, guaranteed investment contracts/GICs or money market accounts, whatever you choose and/or whatever plan your employer has. Your employer usually has several options for you to choose from, and you can pick several if you want. Get investment prospectuses and other relevant information. You might pick a stock fund and a less risky bond fund to offset your risk a bit. It's all tax deferred, meaning that the money you put away will not be taxed as part of your income, and the interest the money earns will not be taxed until you start receiving it back at retirement. For information, talk to the trustee or rep who is the employee of the company you work for who oversees the particular plan, collecting and investing the money. There may be a board of trustees overseeing it with one employee who is the information officer. Find him or her and get as much information as you can. They are required by law to give you a copy of the summary plan description, summary annual report, and the quarterly personal benefits statement. The government has very strict guidelines about the management of 401(k)s. You could contribute up to $15,500 a year to a 401(k), number 20,000 if you are over 50 when I wrote this, but it could be changed by now. Some companies require you to work for them for up to a year before they will let you start a 401(k). In some companies, the employers add a certain percentage of what you put in as an incentive for you to stay with the company, a pseudo-pension of sorts. If you leave the company, you can possibly transfer the money into your new company's 401(k) plan, roll over the 401(k) into an IRA, keep it separate from your existing IRA, start a new account, or just leave it there with the original company. 401(k)s are great because you often get the free matching money from your employer. If you're desperate for money, you can withdraw the money in your retirement savings plan before the age of 59.5 for a 10% penalty, but you can borrow against it without tax penalty. In most companies, you can borrow against the value of the 401(k) if you need money, usually about 50% of its value. This is a regular loan with interest attached to it. There are also hardship exemptions where you can withdraw the money without penalty if there is some kind of crisis in your life, i.e., medical, buying a house, to prevent foreclosure, or to pay to go to college. If you are worried that your company might go bankrupt and you will lose the money in your 401k, that 401k account is yours alone even though your employer has hired someone to manage it, typically a stock brokerage, a mutual fund company or insurance company. If you have employer matching contributions, make sure the money is fully vested, meaning it goes into your account every time you make a contribution, because if not and the company goes bankrupt, you lose that money that they promised to match with your contributions but did not yet deliver. Once you're eligible to withdraw the money, you can choose whether to get a lump sum payment or get monthly payments. Refer to the section on lump sum payments for information about that matter. Many people are worried that if the company folds, they lose their 401k investment. You don't lose what you put into your 401k, nor what the company matches with your savings after you are vested, they're long enough to earn that privilege. The only way you lose is if you invest your 401k in your company's stock and it vanishes like Enron did. The biggest reason to not use a 401k is because if you are investing money on your own, capital gains tax is 15% maximum, but if you are investing through a 401k, this money will become earned income for tax purposes when you eventually withdraw it, with a possible tax rate of 35%, but if your employer is matching your contributions, it might be enough to offset this as well as the tax deferral aspect until you're retired. If your company doesn't have a 401k or savings incentive match plans for employees/simple, many of the larger mutual fund companies will set up a plan for your company, i.e., Fidelity.com, 800-343-9184, Vanguard.com, 800-662-7447. Some companies have additional profit-sharing plans where you can buy ownership in the company through discount bonds or shares. These are worth checking out. If your company doesn't want to set up a retirement plan, open up either an IRA or Roth IRA. Even with a 401k, you can still set up an IRA for yourself. Roth 401k info. Some companies offer the Roth 401k. You get no tax benefit up front, but the money in it is tax-free after retirement, unlike the 401k, where the money is taxed as income. You set aside money from your paycheck that's already been taxed and save it in a retirement account where it can grow tax-free forever. Rothira.com, Roth IRA website. 401khelpcenter.com. Investopedia.com/term/r/Roth 401k.asp. ROTH401k.com. ROTH401k-center.com. 403b, Plan Info. A 403b is the nonprofit equivalent of a 401k. People who work for nonprofits use them, such as employees of public schools, employees of certain tax-exempt organizations, and certain ministers. Employers that can sponsor a 403b plan are limited to public schools, including colleges and universities, certain tax-exempt organizations, and certain ministries. irs.gov/publications/p571/ch01.html. 403bplanschool.com. 403bwise.com. Tax Sheltered Annuity, TSA, /form of 403b. The Tax Sheltered Annuity 403b program is a voluntary program that allows employees who work for certain non-profits, including colleges, to save toward retirement by investing pre-tax contributions into a TSA. You invest your retirement contributions as an annuity with an insurance company that sells them. You pay on it monthly, then when you retire, you get monthly payments from the insurance company. irs.gov. annuitylibbrary.com/tax_sheltered_annuities_overview.htm. ultratrust.com/tax-sheltered-annuity.html. wetrustweb.com, look up tax-sheltered_annuity. 457 Plan/deferred compensation plan. The 457 plan is a type of tax-advantaged defined contribution retirement plan that is available for governmental and certain non-governmental employers in the United States. It allows you to defer compensation on a pre-tax basis through payroll deduction. The 457 plan is for state and local public employees, the Federal Thrift Savings Fund for federal employees and NGOs, non-government non-profit organizations. It's like the 401(k). You contribute up to $15,500, $20,000 if you're over 50, then the money is taxed as income when you retire. There is no minimum retirement age and no 10% early withdrawal penalty. IRS.gov, Section 457. 457.com. 457bwise.com. 457plan.net. AARP Investment Plans. The AARP has some investment plans for older people, things like lump sum distribution of retirement saving plans versus rollover into another instrument, mutual funds, etc. Ask for free info. AARP Investment Program. State Saint Brokerage SVCs. 33rd FL. 2 International Place, Boston, Massachusetts 02205. 800-565-1310. aarp.scudder.com. aarp.org. Retirement Plan for Federal Government Employees. opm.gov/retire. tsp.gov. ssa.gov. Self-directed annuities. Besides the major plans, there is one other little-known retirement savings plan you can use to avoid some taxes called self-directed annuities, which some companies sell, usually insurance companies. There is no limit on how much you can contribute, and they're usually a good tax-free supplement if you have already maxed out on your IRA contribution. Think of it as a personal pension plan. You pay the insurance company, which takes its commission out, then you choose which investment instruments you want to invest in from among their offerings like mutual funds, bonds, etc., and you contribute to it regularly. You have already paid taxes on the money you put into it, but interest on the earnings is deferred until you start using it at age 59.5. You can find good annuity plans by checking out the rating books at the library. Emist.com, 800-424-2378. Moody's.com, Standard&Poor's.com. WeissRatings.com, 800-289-9222. Supplemental Retirement Plans/SERPs. Supplemental retirement plans are simply elite retirement plans offered to the executives of companies over and above the regular retirement saving and pension plan. Variable life insurance info. There are lots of retirement saving plans, IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401(k), simple plans, SEPs, etc. Once you contributed the max to these, there is a little-known concept called a variable life insurance policy, which is cash value life insurance where you invest money as part of the policy. Variable life permanent insurance provides death benefits and cash values that vary with the performance of an underlying portfolio of investments. You can choose to allocate your premiums among a variety of investments which offer varying degrees of risk and reward: stocks, bonds, combinations of both, or accounts that provide for guarantees of interest and principal. You will receive a prospectus in conjunction with the sale of a variable product. The cash value of a variable life policy is not guaranteed and the policyholder bears that risk. However, by choosing among the available fund options, the policyholder can create an asset that is sheltered from taxes until he retires. Good investment performance will lead to higher cash values and death benefits. On the other hand, poor investment performance will lead to reduced cash values and death benefits. Some policies guarantee that death benefits cannot fall below a minimum level. There are both universal life and whole life versions of variable life. All the profits in this type of policy is tax deferred until you withdraw the money later on in life, and unlike retirement plans which have a deadline age to withdraw your money, variable life insurance policies have no age deadline to withdraw money. You can build your savings up in a variable life insurance policy, withdraw all the money tax-free or borrow on it at low interest rates. There are two main types of variable life insurance. Single premium variable life/SPVL, you can invest large lump sums of money into an income tax-free policy. Variable universal life insurance/VUL, you can open an account and make monthly or quarterly payments. With a variable life insurance policy, you defer taxes on all of your investment profits. You can withdraw your principal 100% income tax-free. You can borrow from the value of the policy in the form of a policy loans which is income tax-free. Since this is life insurance, beyond the money you put away for your retirement, there will be a death benefit payoff to your heirs. You can put money into a variable life insurance policy investing in stocks, bonds, and mutual funds which you don't pay taxes on the gains until you retire, and at the same time, you can take loans on the money so you win both ways. Do not confuse a variable life insurance policy with a variable annuity which does not have the same tax savings. Insure.com/life/life needs estimator. Lifeinsurancebootcamp.com. Lifeinsurancebrokers.com. Lifeline.org, life and health insurance. Business setting up a retirement savings plan. Natity.org, retirement plans for small businesses. Contribution plan websites. Call the American Association of Retired Persons, AARP, 601 E St. N.W., Washington, D.C. 2004980-456-2277, 800-424-2277, aarp.org for free booklets. Check out 332.024 or HG.179 at the library for books about 401(k)s. 401k1.net. 401kafe.com. 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 401kexchange.com. 401kforum.com. 401kguide.info. 401khelpcenter.com. 401khelpcenter.com. 401kplans.taxprep101.com. 401krolleradvisors.com/retire.html. 401ksolutions.com. 401kwalthbuilder.com. 403bteachersguide.com. bankofamerica.com/retirement center. benefitsattorney.com, comparison of 401(k) plans. 401kpsp.com. fidelity.com. financialengines.com. money.cnn.com. money-rx.com. myretirementblog.com. quote-catcher.com/site/quote/hr/401kplans.aspx. tdameritrade.com/planning-retirement. womenswire.com/bloomberg/401k.html, 401k calculator. youngmoney.com/investing.